Live from downtown Detroit, Local 4 News at 11 starts now.
Coming together, top aides for President Biden heading to Michigan for a meeting with leaders of Arab American and Muslim communities. There are also plans for them to meet with Palestinian American families impacted by the conflict in the Middle East. Thanks for joining us. I'm Kimberly Gill.
I'm Devin Skillian. As Jacqueline Francis shows us, one family expected to meet with Biden's aides have a plea for the president. Jacqueline.
This is a man who has tried everything. His family trapped in Gaza. He's reached out to the State Department. He's reached out to elected officials. And now he's going to have a sit down with top White House aides where he will plead his family's case.
It's a very human story. I mean, we all worry about our parents. We all worry about our siblings. We all worry about our kids.
Dr. Yaman Sadeh is a Palestinian American, a neurosurgeon at U of M, and a son desperately trying to get his family out of Gaza. He's been invited to meet with top aides from the Biden administration, where he will plead on behalf of his family and others.
You know, there has to be a mechanism to allow and to help families of Palestinian Americans to leave Gaza.
The meeting will likely happen in the coming days.
Overall, we're grateful that President Biden is sending senior aides. You know, I think that's kind of the bare minimum, but it's still not enough. I mean, what's going on is one of, the worst humanitarian disasters in history. It's the kind of thing you read about in history books.
He says his family is starving, homeless, and scared, trapped in a war zone after losing everything. He hopes to humanize their struggle, pleading for them to be evacuated.
They're all medical students. They were all valedictorians when they graduated from high school. They're very smart. One of them graduated med school. She's an intern, now a first-year resident. My dad's a retired university professor. My stepmom's a middle school teacher.
He, along with Arab American and Muslim leaders in Michigan, will ask the administration to order an immediate ceasefire.
Sometimes being a good friend and a good ally is telling your ally and your friend that, enough is enough, this has to stop.
The details of these meetings are all still in the works. We'll be sure to keep you posted. I'm Jacqueline Francis, Local 4.
All right, Jacqueline. Transportation Secretary Pete Buttigieg spent the day in Michigan campaigning on behalf of the Biden administration. Of course, he recently moved to Michigan, first addressed the crowd at the Kent County Democratic Party headquarters in Grand Rapids, then mingled with supporters at a coffee shop. He spoke to how he says the state played a key part in Joe Biden winning the presidency in 2020, with the hope for the same this November. Michigan's presidential primary will take place on February 27th. Well, 78 days, which is likely to go by in the blink of an eye, and then the NFL rolls into Detroit for the draft.
Ahead of the three-day extravaganza, the Detroit Sports Commission is in Las Vegas, and the city, the draft, and the Lions are very much on everybody's lips. Mara McDonald is live downtown in Campus Martius tonight. Mara, the clock is ticking.
It sure is, Kimberly. And they put this thing up 2 years ago, and it seemed like it was just going to take forever. Well, we're in the home stretch now, so much so the Detroit Sports Commission is in Las Vegas as we speak, and all anybody wants to talk about with them is the Lions and the draft. After a breathtaking season of football that ended in heartbreak, after the Super Bowl, all football fans once again turned their eyes to Detroit. But let's be real, those eyes have been on the Lions and this city all season.
Everyone that comes by our booth, they were rooting for us. And, Dallas has been America's team, but there's no question about it. Over the past few weeks, Detroit is now America's team, and that's really exciting. I think the opportunity that we had as a city to have those national broadcasts during the Lions playoff run, there's no question that it really amplifies the draft for Detroit.
78 days until this marquee NFL event, and as we all learned when the NFL came for the Super Bowl in 2006, this city puts on a spectacle. April 25th through the 27th, the draft will take over Campus Martius, Monroe Street Midway, go down Woodward to Hart Plaza, as well as Cadillac Square. Hundreds of thousands of people are expected, and there will be a ton of free public events to celebrate all things professional football.
We're going to be ready. Yeah, it's 78 days and counting, and once the NFL gets past the Super Bowl here on Sunday, it's going to be a sprint to the finish line, and we can't wait.
Back here live, all those events are going to be happening essentially where I'm standing right now. And if you want to access them, the Detroit Sports Commission says you ought to download the NFL One Pass, and here's why. While the vast majority of all of this is going to be free, in order to enter what they call the footprint of it all, you're going to have to register. with the NFL. So they say download it now before it starts getting kind of crazy closer to the time. It's going to be exceptional. We're live in Campus Martius tonight. I'm Mara McDonald. Back to you.
Can't wait. All right, Mara, we appreciate it.
New at 11 tonight, a Holly man facing charges for alleged indecent exposure outside a Planet Fitness operation. Happened January 30th at the corner of 14 Mile and John R. and Troy. Witnesses say 30-year-old Jeremiah Wiltfong was touching himself in his car and filming women as they walked by. Wiltfong told officers he pulled into the parking lot to make a call and to urinate in a cup and didn't think anyone saw him. He was arrested and charged with indecent exposure. Several Metro Detroit counties are filing insulin price gouging lawsuits.
City of Detroit, Macomb, Wayne, Washtenaw, and Monroe counties are the first in Michigan to join the fight. They're suing some of the biggest drug companies and pharmacy benefit managers, alleging they've worked together to inflate the price of insulin. Local governments say they bear the high price of insulin for their low-income residents and employees. Attorneys are demanding that the companies lower the cost and pay back the money.
We want injunctive relief and damages for all the money that got spent, the millions and millions of dollars, because of them getting together in private, in secret, and we have the evidence that they did that.
Local 4 reached out to the companies listed in the lawsuit, and we have yet to hear anything back.
A 13-year-old boy is facing a felony charge in a school threat incident. Warren police officers were sent to Chatterton Middle School yesterday regarding a student making death threats. They say the teen sent threats to another student after a fight on Monday. We're told a search of his home turned up a 9mm handgun and a BB replica firearm. The 13-year-old is in custody. He could face up to 10 years if convicted. A new set of gun reform laws goes into effect, by the way, tomorrow, and one of those is the safe storage law. Gun owners with a minor in the house will need to keep any firearms that they're storing unloaded and locked up. That could be done with either a trigger lock or by keeping the gun in a locked storage container. Failure to comply with this new law could result in felony charges, and that could include prison time.
A warning tonight from the Washtenaw County Health Department after 2 people are diagnosed with hepatitis A. The department says the 2 cases are unrelated and were detected thanks to wastewater surveillance, adding that both residents were likely exposed to the virus during international travel. This is a great reminder that you should get vaccinated against hepatitis A and make sure you are practicing good hygiene.
Governor Whitmer laid out her budget proposal today for the 2024-25 fiscal year, coming in at about $80 billion, smaller than last year's, which saw some help, of course, from federal aid dollars, you'll recall. Nevertheless, the governor called for an education funding increase, which included her calls for the creation of the Michigan Guarantee, which would make 2 years of community college free to all Michigan high school graduates. Governor also proposed spending $40 million on state water infrastructure. You can find more information on the governor's full proposal right now at clickondetroit.com. Our In Your Neighborhood series took us to a part of Northwest Detroit today.
It was really nice. Yeah. Karen and Demond were live inside the Adams-Butzel complex, where there are a lot of activities from swimming to ice skating, and they introduced us to the director who grew up in the neighborhood.
You were raised here as a kid, is that right?
Yes, it is.
And you went to Michigan State, got your degree, and then decided to come back. Why is that?
Yes. Just love the community and being a community asset for the city of Detroit.
You really made a difference. Yeah. How do you feel at the end of the day?
I love it. I love to come to work every day.
Me too. Thank you so much for letting us in.
Adams-Butzel is an anchor in that community, offering programs for kids and seniors. We also showed you how the city is tackling blight by cleaning it up and then giving the bill to the commercial property owners. And we showed you how 2 brothers who are doctors are trying to make health care more accessible in that area. And tomorrow, Karen and Demond are headed downriver to Trenton. They're going to be live at the Downriver Youth Performing Arts Center, where volunteers work hard to keep that going. And train trouble, an intersection near a hospital that has been blocked, causing some big delays. Help Me Hank will be at Turago on West Jefferson to hear viewers' consumer issues and concerns. We expect another big day and hope you'll be with us right through it. Going to be a fun day in Trenton. All right, time now for a check of the weather. Going to get a little warmer still. That's what I hear. Live look at downtown Detroit on a beautiful Wednesday night. Let's get over to Brett. He's in for Kim with a look at what's in store.
All right, going forward, the big stories, the potential record-breaking warmth and some rain, so the umbrellas will be needed. That comes later Thursday in the evening. Really, most of Thursday should be okay. maybe even seeing a good deal of sunshine at times. But come 8, 9 o'clock at night, showers are expected, even into Friday morning. Those, though, on Friday morning will be more spotty in coverage. Saturday morning, a very slight chance for a shower, but you can see the weekend looks okay. As for tomorrow, we'll wake up in the middle 30s. That's closer to where we should be this time of the year for the high temperature. So that gives you an idea as to how mild things will be. Mid-50s for highs in the afternoon. Then here comes that rain closer to 8 o'clock. A quick peek at the weekend forecast. There's that chance for a shower Saturday morning. Not a great chance, but it is there, so we'll keep a close eye on that. And it's still mild Saturday with highs close to 50. Low 40s on your Sunday. A drip or a drop can't be ruled out. Aside from that, mostly cloudy skies are expected. We'll talk about the record-breaking warmth coming up in just a bit.